Om Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with 7 minutes Bhagavad Gita a day. We are reading from chapter 5, the Yoga of the Renunciation of Action. And we said that starting from verse 16, Lord Krishna starts giving us the siddhis, or the attainments of the practice of Karma Yoga, or in other words, showing us how the paths of Karma Yoga and of Jnana Yoga, the Yoga of knowledge, how those two paths meet with the Supreme Knowledge. And in verses 16 and 17, we saw how karma leads to knowledge, the Supreme Knowledge. And now, Lord Krishna continues describing to us what this person who walked all the path of Karma Yoga, meaning who is established, has mastered really the path of Karma Yoga, what the vision of such person is. And we are reading from verse 18. Sages look with an equal eye on a Brahmana endowed with learning and humility, on a cow, on an elephant, and even on a dog and an outcast. Notice, the verse starts with the word sages. We are still in the chapter that describes what happened when you practice Karma Yoga. Lord Krishna is answering Arjuna's question. What will happen if he practices Karma Yoga and not Jnana Yoga? Sages. The result is the same. Sages look with an equal eye on a Brahmana, endowed with learning and humility. So that's one. A cow, which is also, remember we're in the context of India, is a very holy animal. An elephant, and even a dog and an outcast. Why those examples are brought, Swami Shivananda explains to us. The liberated sage, or the Jivan Mukta, or the Brahmana, the person who is really established in Brahman, here is not a reference to the caste, has equal vision as he beholds the self only everywhere. The magnificent vision of a jnani is beyond description. So Swami Shivananda already tells us, yes, we have to give it to you in words because this is the medium that we are currently communicating through. But really this vision is beyond description, meaning you should experience it. Don't take my words. Go, practice, experience it, and you'll see it is magnificent beyond words. Atman or Brahman is not at all affected by the upadhis or limited adjuncts, as he is extremely subtle, pure, formless, and attributeless. The sun's reflections fall on the river Ganga, on the ocean, and on a dirty stream. The sun is not at all affected in any way. This makes no difference to the sun. So is the case with the Supreme Self. The upadhis, the limited adjuncts, the limiting adjuncts, cannot affect him. So, very, very beautiful analogy. The self manifests through the entire creation. In the same way that the sun reflects in many objects. But the sun doesn't get tainted because it reflects in dirty water. The same way, the self, when it reflects in something which we, in our ignorance, and this is also explained, associate with dirt, with evil, it doesn't affect the Lord. But we are taken even a step further to understand why those particular examples. The Brahmana, the member of the Brahmin caste, is sattvic. The cow is rajasic. The elephant, the dog, and the outcast, is called in other places the dog eaters, are tamasic. The sage sees in all of them the one homogeneous, immortal self, who is not affected by the three gunas and their tendencies, meaning this is true and real equal vision. When we practice, we try to practice compassion with everyone, seeing the good in everybody, saying, when we do namaste, some interpretations, it says, I see the divinity in you and the divinity in me meet. So we practice. We want to see the divinity in everyone. We want to be compassionate towards everybody. We want to see the good in everything, but it's not really our situation. The sage, who has transcended entirely names and forms, knows that the difference in the manifestations, which is an outcast in the difference of gunas, this is nature, this is not the self, has nothing to do with the self. And the manifestation of the self is pure in everything and everybody. So all he sees is the manifestation of the self, which is not limited by the upadhis, by the names and forms. Is not limited by the play of the guna, whether the self here manifests through a name and form which is of the tamasic guna as the predominant, or the self here manifests through a name and form in which the sattvic guna is predominant. This is of course not to say that the sage thinks that a person is a dog or that a Brahmin is a cow. It's sometimes we confuse those things because we are still caught up in the names and forms. But of course, this is not the case with the sage. The sage sees that the self reflects equally in everything and everybody, and all indeed is Brahman. And this is the real, supreme, equal vision. And the one more thing, and I am not different than that. Complete merging. This is the condition of the sage. It reflects also what we heard in chapter 2. It's a very, very beautiful repetition. The description of the realized sage who reached the culmination of the path of karma yoga continues. Please join us for the next teachings. Om Shanti.